So I want to talk to you a little bit about playing funk. The main thing that I see is a lot of people will tend to play funk very busy like that. When you're playing by yourself or at the NAMM show, that's fine. That's a whole other world. But when you're playing with other musicians or with a drummer, with, in a group, that just does not cut it. It's too much. It leaves no room for anyone else to play. So part of the thing that we try to achieve as contemporary bass players playing funk is a pared down version that sits well with the groove, sits with the drummer, sits with everything, and is not overplayed but creates a nice strong foundation. So instead of something like this, right? How about something like even that can be pared down. Hear how much space now is available for the drums. All of a sudden, everybody else can find their space to play. That's the essence of funk. The other thing I want to talk to you about, and often when we see funk written on a chart, bass players, myself included, often go for the thumb, to slap and pop. Funk does not necessarily mean slap. In fact, a lot of it is much cooler without doing that. Have you ever considered just doing this? What a cool little groove. You don't have to be doing this all the time. In fact, you'll notice you get good sounds with the thumb, and I'll talk about how to get those sounds, but often with your fingers you get more bass. And it might sit in a track better. So consider this option. Instead of playing the slap part, maybe just an occasional pop, for instance. More contemporary bass parts are that. Playing mostly with the fingers, big fat low bass notes, but then an occasional pop on top. But when it is time to actually slap, let me show you how that's all done. The idea is you want your thumb, and I don't know if you can kind of catch how this, I'm going to try to do this on the bass so you can see it on its side. And maybe you can get in on this a little bit. It's tricky at first if you haven't done it, because here's what happens. Your thumb wants to go down and stay down. You can't let that happen because it will deaden the string. All you want your thumb to do is hit the string to make it ring, and the thumb almost tends to bounce off on its own. So you want to get that sort of that bouncy kind of act. It's almost like your wrist is flinging your thumb at the string, controlled flinging at the string, and then letting it fall away on its own. You want that kind of an effect. So here is what you're going for. And you're going to try to do it, at least to start, try it right on the back fret. See this last fret right here? Actually try to get your thumb to hit right dead on that fret. And use your left hand and mute it so we make the notes shorter. That's what you're going for. Try it on the A string. Notice it feels different. The string responds differently because it's a different thickness of string, a different tension of string. So to get you kind of going with the thumb and the pop and everything, I'm going to give you a little exercise. I'm going to give you 3 beats of this. Notice I'm making those notes short by muting with my left hand. The right hand, here's a D on the G string, so 7th fret on the G string. You're going to pop by just pulling the string up with your first finger, right? And then hammer on to this fret, 2 frets above. That's called a hammer-on. So anytime you do this, those are hammer-ons. Okay, so here's your exercise. Try the A string. Okay, start getting the feel of that and getting the thumb to fall away from the string to let it sing a little bit more. Realize also, this is a slightly more advanced technique, but you can also use the palm of your hand to mute a little bit. So I can get a little bit of stopping the note with this part of my hand also. So it's good. That's what helps to give you some of those dead notes, like. Okay, so here's a pattern. And in this pattern, I'm going to play some hammer-ons, and I'm going to play some slaps and pops, and some dead notes. So here's the pattern very slowly. A little bit faster. Faster. A little bit faster. So you're starting to combine all these different effects. So get used to having dead notes, hammer-ons. The opposite of a hammer-on is a pull-off. And you actually do pull the string. If you can kind of get a shot on here, when you actually, whether you're popping it or fingering it, you're actually pulling the string. You're trying to get the second note that you play to be as loud as the first note. You're not just lifting it, because then it's weaker. Hear that? You want to pull it. And when you hammer, make sure you hammer hard. Good. The next thing I'd like you to try, and there's a graphic for this bass line that's coming back up on your screen, this last little funk line that I did. I'd like you to try to play it with your fingers, including the dead notes. What a great technique builder, and it's great for just playing funk in styles other than with your thumb. And here you go. I'm gonna play it slow. A little bit faster. A little bit faster. Faster. You get the idea. So what a great technique builder and a great way to find other sounds to play funk.